Howdy do hickey. I got a new creative writing or deepfake for y'all. Kung Fu Panda Santa Trump is Santa Claus this Christmas. And he calls Kim Jong-un. Is that how you say his name? And he decides to make peace over there because he already built trust with President Trump before. And he says, I want to bring you a great American tradition. Not just American, it's kind of like a worldwide tradition. And President Trump buys a C-130. In fact, President Trump becomes like the next Kung Fu Panda. And he also becomes like the next Chuck Norris. And people start making up all these new rumors about him because he's so awesome. But what does President Trump do with this C-130? He paints it black and yellow like a bee, like a honeybee, because he's going to bring sweetness to Korea and unite them. And so he calls up Kim Jong-un, and he says, I want to make peace with you. In fact, Trump, just like Elon Musk, he makes a peace offering to all the Americans because out of compassion and grace and mercy from America, we see how long we've been at odds at each other, and God moves President Trump's heart with compassion towards him. And he decides to take an offering, like a private businessman offering, because he's not president anymore, just like Elon Musk. And all the people of America are so moved by this that Trump's greatness increases greatly. And people are come to know Trump as this kind of like King David in some respect. And they make this great offering. And so the C-130 that Trump buys, he fills them with Christmas presents. And then the military gets involved. They're like, hey, we want to send a whole fleet over to North Korea and just sprinkle them with Christmas presents this Christmas. And all America gets so excited about this. And so they put up this funding page, and everybody gives all these presents on these C-130s. And Trump's greatness grows more and more, and the opposing party, kind of like King Saul, just gets more jealous. But during while they're filling up the C-130s, some SJWs, some Antifas, some BLM, like 5 of these mob groups show up, and they start to give their Christmas presents, but in them are poison cookies. And as soon as they're ready to turn in, God strikes them with lightning. And they all die. And everybody saw it live on camera. And then they're like, wow, God is awesome. And then they realize how glorious God's justice is. And the people start quit putting their faith in the FBI and the law enforcement agencies because they're not as great as Jesus. And they've been nothing but people pleasers and haven't been pleasing God lately. And people start loving their neighbors more instead of putting their trust in these court systems. But anyway, back to the good news. So President Trump flies over there in a C-130B, standing for honeybee. And it's striped yellow and black and has a big smile on it. And he lands over there with the first C-130 with Kim. And they do something different. And from now on, Kim meets President Trump in a Santa suit. And so does Trump. He's dressed in a Santa suit. And they do this really goofy thing. They waddle up to each other like this. And they butt their bellies like that. And they say, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And so from then on, United States and Kim North Korea were very jolly and joyful. In fact, Kim becomes Christian. And during this time, they have this great celebration. And there's this big red tape on the border of North Korea and South Korea. And Trump and Kim go up to the red line, and North and South Koreans are both on either side of the border. They're all dressed up like Santas and elves and all kinds of Christmas and Jesus stuff. There's some wise men dressed up, some Marys. All of them are all dressed up, excited about the peace that's about to come. And Kim goes up there and slices the red tape. And after that, all the people from both sides rush together and give each other hugs and kisses and Christmas presents. And everybody's so joyful that this war is over. In fact, a lot of the North Koreans become Christian, and after and President Trump gives him this C-130 to commemorate the peace that Jesus brought to their nation and the unity they united these two nations. In fact, South Korea becomes more like a state, and North Korea becomes more like a state, and Kim is honored as the new leader. And so they become one nation again. And in fact, after that, he gave the C-130 to Kim, the C-130B, standing for bee, the honeybee that's sweet. The military flies over and parachutes out all these Christmas presents all over Korea, and everybody gets these Christmas presents for Christmas from the United States. And the whole world marvels at the joy and love that Christmas brings. And in fact, China is very inspired by this, and Taiwan. This is the greatest celebration for the century, and it's remembered so well. In fact, every Christmas, the Koreans celebrate this new holiday in such fashion. They all line up on their border, and they go with Christmas presents every Christmas, and they have this celebration where they all run to each other and give each other Christmas presents every Christmas. And everybody's just so in marvel and awe what God can do. And there was some other things I was going to tell you about this, but I don't want to be quite a spoiler. And so I hope this deep fake inspires some of you all, and don't put God in a box. Anything's possible. With the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And this is my hope, and this is my Christmas list, Kung Fu Panda Santa, really to Jesus. But hopefully I can inspire you guys to pray and ask God to do some miracles. Hallelujah.